All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into a pretty wild story. The history of NVIDIA.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those guys, they make those GPUs,
Yeah.
powering the AI boom, but their journey to get to this point,
Right.
it's pretty fascinating and full of like twists and turns and unexpected,
Absolutely.
moments. So
It's a great example of how a company can adapt and thrive in like a constantly changing tech world, right?
absolutely. So we're going to be basing our deep dive today on this YouTube video I found from Global Money Talk. It's called "Is the AI King Falling?"
Interesting.
The Untold Story of NVIDIA.
Wow. Catchy title. I like it.
Let's jump right in.
Right.
So they weren't always like focused on AI,
Right.
Their early success was built on a completely different market, gaming.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear how that all started.
So back in the late 90s, NVIDIA, they released this thing called the GeForce 256.
Okay.
And it was basically the world's first GPU. And that was a revolutionary product.
Wow.
It set a new standard for how we process graphics, especially in gaming.
Yeah.
And this is really what launched them to the forefront of the gaming industry.
So that's how they became, like a household name among all the gamers.
Exactly.
But I imagine even back then they faced some competition.
Oh, absolutely. There was this company, ATI, which is now part of AMD.
Right.
And they were like the rivals,
Yeah.
And ATI, they released this thing called the Radeon 9700 Pro.
Okay.
And it outperformed NVIDIA's offerings at the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they captured a significant portion of the market share because of it.
Oh, so that must have been like a wake-up call for NVIDIA.
It definitely forced them to innovate and really push their tech even further.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that competition drives progress in this
It
industry.
makes you wonder what would have happened if they just hadn't kept up.
Yeah.
Like, would they even be around?
Who knows?
Yeah, so from early success in gaming,
Right.
how did they navigate the challenges that followed?
Yeah.
Like the dot-com crash.
Well, the dot-com crash of the early 2000s was a pretty difficult period for every tech company.
I imagine.
And NVIDIA was not immune to that.
Right.
Their stock value plummeted
Oh, no.
by 90%.
Oh, my God.
Which is just an insane amount. I can't even fathom that happening.
90%. Like, how do you even come back from that?
It's a testament to them that they were able to pull through.
Yeah.
But the challenges didn't stop there.
Oh, no.
In 2008,
Okay.
they discovered this critical defect in their G84 and G86 chips.
And these were important chips, right?
Yeah, these were in a lot of laptops.
Oh, so a lot of people were using them.
Yeah, this defect caused all sorts of problems.
Oh, man.
And NVIDIA had to take a massive financial hit to fix it.
It sounds like a real test of their commitment to their customers,
It was.
How far would they go?
Yeah.
What did they do to address the issue?
So they went above and beyond to fix the situation. They covered all the repair costs, offered replacements,
Wow.
and they fully took responsibility for the problem.
Good for them.
It ended up costing them almost $200 million.
Wow.
Which is a lot of money, especially after the dot-com crash.
Yeah, especially on top of everything else that they had already gone through.
Right.
That's a bold move, but I could see how it would have built so much trust with their customer base.
Absolutely.
Then on top of all of that, the 2008 financial crisis hit.
Oh, yeah.
How did they weather that storm?
It was another major setback for them.
Yeah.
In a single day, their stock dropped 30%.
Oof.
Yeah, but this is where Jensen Huang really showed his leadership.
Yeah.
He's the CEO of NVIDIA,
Mm-hmm.
and he reduced his salary to just $1.
What?
Yeah, just $1. It was a symbolic gesture,
Yeah.
to show his commitment to navigating the company through this crisis.
That's a really powerful message to send to your team.
Yeah.
And to your investors.
Right.
During a time of such uncertainty,
Totally.
So it's clear that NVIDIA faced some serious obstacles.
For sure.
In those early years.
Yeah.
What were some of the key decisions that they made to not just survive,
Right.
but to pivot and ultimately find a new path to success?
Well, they realized that they couldn't just rely on the gaming market anymore. They needed to explore new opportunities.
Yeah.
And that's when they turned their attention to something pretty unexpected.
What was that?
Cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency. That seems like a surprising
It is.
turn of events. How did that connection even come about?
So it turns out that GPUs are really efficient for those complex calculations that are involved in mining cryptocurrency.
Oh, okay.
So as the demand for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies exploded,
Mm-hmm.
especially around 2011,
Yeah.
the demand for NVIDIA's GPUs just went through the roof.
Wow.
It was a huge but somewhat unexpected boost.
Yeah, for the company. I can imagine. It's so interesting how a trend that seemingly has nothing to do with what you're doing can have such a significant impact.
It's true.
On a company's trajectory.
Absolutely.
But, you know, relying so heavily on the crypto market.
Right.
It's a volatile market.
Yeah.
You know, it goes up and down. So I imagine that must have created some uncertainty.
Yeah, definitely.
For NVIDIA. I mean, it did help them recover from those previous financial setbacks, though, right?
Yeah, it did. It gave them a significant boost. I mean, you could even call it a windfall.
Yeah.
But like you said, the crypto market is so volatile.
Yeah.
It's so unpredictable.
So that must have created some uncertainty for NVIDIA.
It did. When regulations changed, or like when the crypto market dipped, NVIDIA was left with this oversupply of these mining GPUs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it just really showed the risk of relying too much on a single market.
Especially such an unpredictable one.
Yeah, exactly.
So how did they adapt to this realization?
So they did continue to cater to the crypto market, but they also started looking for something a little more stable.
Right.
You know, something with more long-term growth potential.
Yeah, something a little more reliable.
Yeah. And that's where Jensen Huang's vision really came in. He had been watching this kind of niche field, deep learning.
Deep learning.
Yeah, and even as early as 2010.
Wow, that's early.
Yeah, he saw the potential for it to revolutionize computing.
Deep learning, that's a field that's just exploded in recent years.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always like that.
No.
So what were some of the early signs that he saw that kind of caught his attention?
Well, there were a few things, like Google's Brain project was gaining some traction.
Okay.
And Stanford was even offering courses.
Wow.
On deep learning.
So even though it wasn't mainstream yet, he could see that the momentum was building.
Yeah, he saw it coming.
He really had a knack for spotting these emerging trends.
He did. And then there was this pivotal event that really put deep learning on the map.
What was that?
In 2012, there was this neural network called AlexNet.
Okay.
And it won the ImageNet competition.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of AlexNet.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, right?
Yeah, it was a huge breakthrough. It had this really low error rate for image classification.
Okay.
It was way better.
Much better.
Than anything they had seen before.
Yeah.
And this victory just showed the world of the power of deep learning.
Right.
And that sparked this huge surge in interest and investment.
Everyone was like, oh, wow, this is real. This is what's happening. And this is where NVIDIA's story takes another interesting turn.
Yeah.
Weren't there GPUs, the ones originally designed for gaming?
Right.
Like perfectly suited for the complex calculations
that
deep learning requires.
Perfect timing, really. They were in the right place at the right time with the right technology.
So lucky.
The GPUs that they built to render complex graphics for video games
Yeah.
turned out to be perfect for training and running deep learning models.
It's amazing how sometimes a solution in one area can unlock possibilities in a completely different one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just luck, right? They made strategic decisions to capitalize on this.
Oh, absolutely. They saw this wasn't just a fad.
Right.
They saw that deep learning had serious potential. And they started investing heavily in research and development to make even more powerful GPUs. Specifically for this field.
So they went from creating GPUs for gamers to creating GPUs for researchers and developers working on AI.
Exactly.
That's a pretty significant shift.
It was.
What were some of the key developments that came out of this focused effort?
Well, in 2013, they released this thing called the Tesla K40.
Okay.
It was a GPU specifically designed for deep learning.
Wow.
And it made a huge difference. It drastically reduced the training time for complex models.
So they were accelerating the progress of the whole field?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was just the beginning. They kept innovating. They came out with new architectures like Volta with tensor cores in 2017.
Volta with tensor cores.
And then Turing with real-time ray tracing in 2018.
Turing with real-time ray tracing?
Yeah.
What are tensor cores?
So tensor cores are these specialized processing units within the GPU. And they're specifically designed for matrix multiplications, which is a key operation in deep learning.
Gotcha.
So they can handle these calculations super efficiently.
Yeah.
And that speeds up the training process a ton.
So they're basically turbocharging the GPUs.
Exactly.
For deep learning.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then they did something really interesting.
What's that?
They open-sourced their NVLA architecture.
Okay, I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what that means.
So open-sourcing it means that they made the design of their GPU architecture publicly available.
So anyone could see it?
Yeah, basically anyone could take it and use it.
Wow.
And that allowed developers to really optimize their software to work perfectly with NVIDIA's hardware.
So they were creating a whole ecosystem around their technology.
Exactly. It really solidified their position in the AI market.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. And then on top of all that,
okay, there's more?
They developed this software library called Rapids.
Rapids?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was designed to accelerate data science workflows.
Okay, so what does that mean in practice?
So it basically streamlines all these different tasks, like data loading, processing, model training.
Yeah.
So it makes it way faster and easier for researchers and developers to work with these massive data sets and complex AI models.
So it's kind of like a cool kit.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
To make it easier to use these GPUs for data science.
Exactly.
So they're not just building the engine, they're giving you the tools to drive it.
Yeah, perfect analogy.
So all these efforts, from the hardware to the software to building this community, have led to their dominance in the AI landscape.
It has. It's been quite a journey.
It really has. They transitioned from a company known for gaming GPUs to this powerhouse, driving the AI revolution. And I think we all know what happened next.
Yeah, we do enter ChatGPT in 2023.
ChatGPT, it was everywhere.
It was.
It felt like everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, it really captured the public imagination.
Yeah, it did.
With its ability to, generate human-like text.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
And that was trained on NVIDIA's V100 GPUs.
It was.
Right? So their technology was at the heart of one of the most significant AI breakthroughs in recent years.
It's a big deal.
And I imagine the market reacted accordingly.
Oh, yeah. Their stock price went through the roof.
I bet it did. ChatGPT really felt like it confirmed that the AI era had truly arrived.
Yeah, it was kind of like the moment when everyone realized this is happening.
Yeah.
This is the future.
So what was the impact on NVIDIA? Like, how much did their stock go up?
Their market cap went over $1 trillion.
$1 trillion?
Yeah, they joined that, exclusive $1 trillion club.
That's crazy.
It's mind-boggling.
But that's not just hype, right?
No.
There's some real predictions about their future in this market.
Yeah, Deloitte actually predicted that NVIDIA will capture 97% of the AI semiconductor market.
97%?
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's a lot.
So their dominance is not just a fleeting trend.
No.
It seems like it's here to stay.
Yeah, it's the long game for them.
Yeah, and when you look back at their journey, it's clear that their success in AI isn't just some overnight thing.
Absolutely not.
It's the result of years of planning.
Years.
And risk-taking.
Calculated risks.
Yeah, and embracing new technologies.
Yeah, they saw the potential of deep learning early. And they put in the work to be ready for when it took off.
It's really a testament to their vision and their adaptation.
It is. They've really evolved from just a GPU company to a leader in AI hardware.
Yeah.
I mean, they're shaping the future of the entire semiconductor industry.
It's a remarkable story.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is. NVIDIA has come such a long way, from their early days, just making GPUs for gamers.
It's true.
To being like a major player in the world of AI.
It shows how a company can really transform itself to grab those new opportunities.
Yeah.
They didn't just stick to what they knew. They went out there, they explored new things, and they came out on top.
And now they're leading the way.
Exactly.
In a field that's changing everything.
It's true.
What do you think is the biggest takeaway from their journey? Especially for other people in the tech industry.
I think the biggest thing is that long-term vision, Like Jensen Huang saw the potential of deep learning way back when no one else was really paying attention.
Yeah, he was ahead of the curve.
Yeah, and that's what let them make those smart decisions that set them up for success. AI finally took off.
It's like they planted the seeds.
Yeah.
And then just waited.
Your patience.
Yeah, for them to grow.
Exactly.
But it wasn't just vision, was it?
No.
They had to adapt too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Their willingness to adapt.
That's huge, with cryptocurrency.
Right. That they rode that wave.
Yeah.
But they knew it wasn't going to last forever.
Yeah.
They knew they needed something more stable.
Something more long-term.
Yeah. And they had the foresight to switch to deep learning.
Yeah. And they didn't just dip their toes in?
No, they went all in.
They're like, we believe in this.
Yeah. They invested everything.
Yeah.
In research and development.
They put their money where their mouth was.
They did. And it paid off.
Big time.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson for all of us.
It is.
Sometimes you got to just recognize when to double down.
Yeah, when you see something.
Yeah.
You got to go for it.
Go all in.
Exactly.
NVIDIA's journey is a really cool case study.
Yeah.
In innovation and resilience, strategic decision-making.
Yeah.
It's inspiring.
It is.
They've shown that you can not just survive disruption,
right,
but you can thrive in it.
Yeah, you can use it to your advantage.
What are your final thoughts on NVIDIA's future?
Well, it's hard to say, for sure.
Right.
The tech world is always changing.
And it's so fast.
Yeah, and there's always someone new trying to take the lead.
That's true.
But NVIDIA has shown that they can adapt.
Yeah.
They can stay ahead of the curve. They've got that strong foundation with their hardware, software, their developer community.
It seems like they're in a good spot.
I think so.
To continue to play a big role in the AI revolution.
Yeah.
So while we can't predict the future,
right,
it looks like they're in a pretty good position.
I agree. They're not just sitting back. They're pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
Exploring new things.
Always innovating.
Always.
That's what makes their story so interesting.
It does.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
You know, we've gone from their beginnings in gaming to their current success in AI.
It's been quite a ride.
It's a story of resilience, adaptation, and a commitment to innovation.
It's a great example of what's possible in the tech world.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
We hope you found this deep dive informative and engaging.
We'll see you next time.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.